Alright, so this is recording. Currently, what day is today? Day 560. Log 2 maybe. Currently, I'm here supposed to be compiling all the WhatsApp suggested songs into a playlist and then send it off to Lightning and HDL. But I'm not fully done with it yet. How many did I add already? Okay, this is the 天才冲冲冲, which I recorded some time back, but YouTube apparently blocked it on the copyright grounds lah. So I don't even know whether I can export it out. Maybe keep it offline, because anyway, it's not really meant to be shared here. I'll see how it goes lah. But anyway, that's not so important. Wang Qing 还是错过他 No, that's recommended videos. 总会有人 Strange Love 四季与你 Cheng Xiang. Okay, there's still quite a number I have yet to add. You know, the sound, by the way, is coming from the fan lah. So sorry for the noise. I haven't had something to clip to my shirt or what, because now if I leave it hanging like this, it might be very soft. So I have to hold it up this way. Maybe yeah, I don't have anything for that. I don't know, is it just me, or is that sometimes I have this tendency to try and speed up my words towards when I want to draw in my breath, and then to let it out again, you know, it's very difficult to slow down before taking the breath and just inhaling and exhaling, so to say. Maybe it's just me and my condition. I don't even want to go into it too much also lah. 孙玉玲想要就马上来. This one is a veteran in the Taiwanese variety showbiz, and his wife right in front of their national TV. Maybe I'll just kill this. See what we have here. Strange Stuff done already. Yellow card only one. I need to go find that one. Anyway, I don't know why YouTube, they can't just have that little thing, a little function at the what do you call that? The little function that you have to put to watch later, to save to a playlist. You just have to go to the now you end up having to go to the playlist itself, and then you have to click add videos, and then you have to search for it. So yeah, this is it. This is the reason. I find it more troublesome than last time. Then you have to keep searching here and there. !aiyo! YouTube, whoever is in the IT administratives, why add to the complexity of all these things and not retain the old functionality, which is so much more user friendly? Sometimes there are just a lot of things that cannot be understood, and society sometimes demands that we want some things that should be easy to understand, user friendly, and then when you bring it to the consumer, they at least are happy with it lah. But when this unhappiness comes out, then all these things make us unhappy. We are forced to live with it. Sometimes the company or whatever, they don't listen. So then this contradiction exists And for some weird reason, it's keeping society alive. I don't even know why. It's unnecessary. Maybe it's one of the reasons that society is its own black hole. Yeah, I don't want to go too much into that. I must be overthinking. It's too obvious that I'm doing that. God. So that's just me breathing in and out lah. Breathing out, breathing out. So I am more exasperated than ever. Okay, yellow card. Next one is don't look back in anger. Done. Oasis. Don't look back in anger. Maybe I also don't know which one to pick because one has almost twice as many views as the other. Maybe I'll just take this one. And then earphone wires get twisted, but thankfully it's still working lah, so I can still talk and all this. At least that's still fine by me lah. Okay, don't look back in anger. This one. No, don't freeze. It's a bit annoying, but thankfully it's just like one of those temporary trips. So far, thankfully everything's all okay. But I guess temporary trips are inevitable lah. You have them once in a while as long as your computer doesn't freeze and cause you to lose all your data and all that. That's still okay, still acceptable to some extent. After all, technology is not perfect. It's made by us humans, and sometimes what do I say? Because we're not perfect, technology also isn't perfect, but in some cases it does do a lot better than us where intellect is concerned. So we can coexist, but one shouldn't supersede the other. Next one is Madonna. Let's see what I have. Yeah, 1994. Madonna now is like a shadow of a former self, plagued by some face or flesh-eating bacteria, and so she looks a lot worse than what you see here, obviously to a big extent. Age catches up fast. Anyways, coming up on the 12th is what do we have? Probably Mother's Day event, because, well, how do I say it? The CC or the community center will usually hold these events once a year, annually, so it wasn't officially announced as Mother's Day, but because it seems to coincide, it happens to be on a Sunday, in the evening, night time, 7 to 9 p.m. So we're going there obviously to perform. Total of 6 songs, but so far I think haven't fully decided the set list for the second half. There'll be some songs where I won't be playing because I'm the current player, but the songs themselves are just acoustic guitarist plus the vocalist itself. Much like acoustic duos, which easy to make. You can find everywhere in bars, or if you happen to pass by Clarke Quay area. But if you want to talk about actually playing in a trio where there's the cajon involved, then sometimes these are like you how do I put it? sometimes you can only be the accompaniment or the one to cheer your bandmates on lah. So that's the role that I'm gonna play for just for that particular few songs. For those particular few songs. But for the rest, I'll definitely be playing Kaon lah. That one goes without saying. Okay. I talk too much already. I haven't asked against the wall. Okay. Go. Next. The only exception. Just take the HQ audio. The music video is not really the. It's not really the key here. The music is the one. 11 videos, 53 views. Okay. Coldplay speed of sound. Anyway, I can always do copy and paste, but if I can type fast like what you're seeing here, I think sure, why not, you know. Maybe just take the official video. If they can do a HQ video, it'd be much better lah. Don't have to go and look through all the lyrics, all that. Well, not as important as the actual song that I want to go for. But this is annoying. Having to click one by one, keep doing this. Add videos. YouTube really has to do something about this. Where's live world of our own? I think this should be the one. Message. Some people may not even know what they're doing. That's the problem. Sometimes we as the ones looking in on the outside can only see what's on, and someone looking on the outside are the ones who are aware of what's going on to a certain extent. At the same time, these people need to be knocked out of that stupor and some sense knocked into them. So first knock out, then knock in. That's where getting up close and personal with these people are sometimes better than seeing them from a distance. I want to voice type this, but now I'm using this audio to just record all of this. So I'm just gonna do touch typing style and type the rest of my replies there lah. Make it easier. I think I don't know whether this is easier or not, but it shouldn't be too far off. Aiyo. It's long is a good thing, but it's also not always a good thing lah. think you should know this also. That's why sometimes I a bit annoyed at having all this chatter but nothing gets done. More than just a spam group, we can definitely lose. We're still able-bodied individuals with brains, and with those brains we can think of something that at least that can be to our gain, just like the whole fake thing we talked about. Chantal being caught alive. And lectured on her lack of morality and virtues, something like that. So please, something more substantial, I think, would make our days better than just this. You guys should know what I'm talking about. Okay, that's about it. What's next? Avril Lavigne, Innocent. Okay. Innocence, sorry. This one. Oh yes, the old Sony Ericsson at music, background music, Magic. Got the Audio HQ. Siala. Even remaster also can work. It doesn't have to be that. It doesn't have to be the official, original remix. Remaster also can do it. The Britney Spears Stronger. That's right. This time I just take the lyrics for Stronger. It's better than some of the later songs, like Work Bitch, you know. Ayo. Oh no, sometimes. Every time. I want to sing, but I just don't have the volume for it. This is the one. I can't edit this. Shit. Never mind. I say correction here. Okay. Okay, this one copy. He wasn't. About 19 videos. I want somebody to share the rest of my life, share my innermost thoughts and my intimate desires. Something like that. Forgotten how. Maria, Blondie Maria. Actually, Heart of Glass is a better choice. But this But Blondie, this Deborah Hart, her voice was very high when she was young. So now become Lao Ama already. Her voice obviously went lower and not so that kind of high pitch. Neo. What's this one? Oh. Okay, I saw her standing there. I could get rid of this Maxi Body Horseman with subs, because I only want to get there to get the text file and then just edit what he actually said there. Makes so much more sense. Okay, next dance floor anthem. One Republic. Copy link and then just go to playlist. MH songs. I always forget sometimes you have to click the option called view full playlist, which is at the bottom, and you don't actually click on the thumbnail itself. I'm really out of touch. That's why I feel so much older. Yeah. Okay, One Republic Secrets. So many here. Patience by Take That. I'm thinking whether I should include the 1975, but since they're coming here, I don't know lah. I'm not really familiar with their music also. These two I throw one side first. Anytime movies can download from Telegram. What else do we have? Copy this one, see what video this is. Patience I already added. This is the lyric video. I go for Snow Patrol. I'll just go back YouTube from here. Maybe actually can just search from here. Snow Patrol Run. Heck it. Snow Patrol chasing cars. Oh, there are two versions. One version 20 million views, the other 350 million. Maybe I just take the If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you mind stay with me just for a little while? I think something like that. Last dance at Roslyn Chapel. Roslyn Chapel. This is a very old song. Yep, this is the one. Only got 60,000 views. Yep. This is an acoustic song, but I think maybe because of the choice of art, it's more European based. Roslyn Chapel. Let me go check. Roslyn Chapel, but it's not Roslyn UK. Last dance at Roslyn Chapel. Also, I think this one has more European units. Oh, this one is played in the C sharp tuning. can't believe I did this 6 years ago. Okay, I think I can just go and share on Telegram already. Compile. The songs. I gotta learn the guitar for this part. I haven't played touched my guitar for so long, and I still gotta tune down to this C sharp. The fully acoustic, this one, in a waltzy timing. And now she went into, where is it? Una Flor and La Tempestad. Now she's in what is it? Trail of Tears. Dreamcatcher. I haven't seen this one. Here I think she left. I think she already left Sarania, so I'm pretty much done here. I gotta go and do stuff. Da da da. Da 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 da. Right, what is it? The outro is a bit abrupt ending. Last night at Rossin Chapel. Okay, done here. Okay. This number of things need to get done. Okay, so this is roughly it. He named my name. I don't know whether is this a lot louder. Aiyo, but I'm, oh god. I guess, is this easier? Oh, it's very weird. It's very weird. Maybe this. Maybe this. Who's the mic is down there? Aiyo. What the hell? Satanic abortion ceremony even work. Patients of all faiths are welcome at Samuel Alito's mom's satanic clinic. The experience was just very supportive. While she's not a Satanist, Jessica decided to incorporate a few ceremonial elements into her solo abortion experience. Along with medical counsel, the TST. What the hell? TST offers free ceremonial support to everyone. Abortion ceremonies are totally optional and customizable. Wow, the heck? Satanic abortion. I forgot. The devil wants to make everything sound very fun and what's the word? Not intimidating. Alluring. Is it alluring? Yeah, alluring may be the word for it. It is trying to attract people into thinking that is this all like pro-choice. !aiyo! Okay, Babut. Child sacrifice has been around for a long time. Now abortion is being exposed for what it truly is. And then they're just giving people the indiscriminate choice to just not people in particular, but just women, the choice to just indiscriminately kill the fetus and therefore go for abortion when they don't want it. Again, in doing so, does it actually hurt them even more, or is it just killing the life rather than having the young child or having the children grow in the arms of another person? I think growing in the arms of another person, who knows if the caregivers can be parent figures to them. And of course, in doing so, the child grows up not with a perfect family, but with at least with a loving family, with the necessary patience and care, compassion that they need to grow. At least this is a lot better than seeing the children or the fetuses just culled in an instant. America, all the woke culture, seriously, also infecting us because we got heavy American influence. KNS. Already, the ruling government wanted to protect the family unit at the very least from all of the invasion by the LGBT, but that would demonize LGBT as a whole. The problem is not because LGBT itself is bad, but the idea is that these LGBT people are encouraging others to be as LGBT as them, creating a society that if they are straight, the people who are straight, right, are considered alienated from this society, and that they only accept people who are of their own, right? So it's no different from a pagan society. And at the same time also, it creates this warfare, ideological warfare, where it's always a fight against the straight and the LGBT. It always will be. And the reason for this is, if the straight people won't accept fully what LGBT is, and sometimes it also, like what many people say, it really comes down to the mind, and the battle is fought there rather than here in person. And because the battle is not fought there first in the mind, but is an ambush from the mind into person, therefore when the whole person himself or herself becomes ambushed by this whole ideology of being LGBT is okay and it should be spread around as a form of so-called love, it isn't really. It is just there to cause a lot of trouble. The thing is, some people are born with unnatural desires. Maybe both, it could be called same-sex or bisexual desire. This cannot be avoided because sometimes, as part of discovering one's body from young, or the childhood that they lived up, these kind of things can't be fully avoided, and sometimes even normal society wouldn't be able to understand them. So you need someone who is a bit more neurodivergent, like what they call neurodivergent rather than neurotypical, to actually study, observe their behavior as an actual profession itself. Maybe even call in a number of specialists and psychologists to actually explore what's going on. Don't treat them as an experiment, but explore what's going on. So at least if you can find the root cause of it, in order that society be, instead of, what do you call that, society doesn't fully discriminate against them and doesn't like treat them as an outsider completely, but what we will do is a small space for them to be accepted, and also to see them for the character that they have above the whichever orientation that they are. Is it orientation? Maybe orientation, because they call themselves by whatever, lesbian, gay, transgender, or whatever, transsexual, bisexual. It's very complicating, and they're adding to the complications for no reason. Yep, we cannot see you simply like, hey, you're so and so and so, and we'd like to welcome you, and yeah, we don't look at you because you are this and this, or because you belong to the equivalent of Pink Dot. Okay, to keep it simple, right, there is I can understand why there is society would fear for the invasion, for fear for too many LGBT in it, within among its people. Sorry, stumbling a bit, but on one hand, it's not like it's not ideal to eradicate them out completely, to drive them out completely, since it would bring a very strong discrimination against them and make them an outcast, feel like they're outcasts. But on the other hand, it's also not good if they completely create, if they completely, or not say completely, but if they form the majority of society, and there is no place for surrogacy, or for no place for a surrogate, or for someone because reproduction. I don't want to talk about baby making, but the thing is that sometimes, if let's say we were to take out a transsexual couple, meaning both sides swap genders from the ones that they were given at birth, those maybe they can still survive if they make a commitment to family and they raise their family in the if they raise their family out with the right values, maybe the children still can step away from it, all of it. But if they try to inculcate or instill the same values as that, if they try to incorporate their own values into their children, then it would also possibly result in complications, because that has to be done all through surgery, clinical surgery, SRS, whatever they call it. And with that kind of surgery, it always has the risk of complications, even with the most advanced, trained medical professionals, right? The doctors, the surgeons, you have the best surgeons in the world, there's still that chance that complications can happen and things can go wrong. So then it will be better to actually stop the plague which comes from the mind. It really comes from the mind, the morality, the virtues. And it should not be that gender orientation is the most important thing to them. Honestly, it shouldn't be. They're the people who are capable of doing more good things, right? They don't even have to embrace gender orientation to prove that what they do is actually useful. Entrepreneurs likewise. Entrepreneurs, they do what they do best because it really is people looking up to the effort, the personal effort and all of this. So all this wokeness, all this gender orientation issue, and then one more big problem, the Satanist problem, promoting vengeance, indulgence and all this kind of stuff, really need to knock them out, if anything. Like, knock them out is not to completely eradicate them, but to knock out the ideologies, all these principles from their hearts and minds. Knock it out from their souls. Otherwise, it's also they are well on the path of destruction, right? And they're all stuck with this stuff. The rise of the Antichrist, Battle Michael W. Smith, Jesus, culture, CCM, Christian reaction, whatever. Aiyo. That's how cocked up this whole thing is. Aiyo. First find a quiet space, and then you have the inverted cross over there. What the heck? This inverted cross obviously is association with something satanic or something demonic, that's for sure. Even if it doesn't has to be like the atheistic, satanic atheistic kind of symbolism, this still is a demonic symbol. And the color, the background, dark maroon, dark red, this kind of thing. What does it have to do? Why do they have to put dark red? Isn't it symbolic of blood and of hell? Like what the earlier generation Americans used to believe. Putting this dark red symbolizes the devil with the pitchfork and the arrowhead tail and all that nonsense. Actually, that doesn't even conflict. Not conflict is not the correct word. That doesn't even match up with the Bible teaching, which is the devil can actually disguise as an angel of light, because he was once an angel of light. And sometimes he just has to tell people he doesn't exist, and the people who are stuck with him will actually believe it. And that's how you get satanic atheism, aka Satanism, modern day atheistic Satanism. Isn't that common sense? You just have someone can just tell you they just don't exist, and then they just run away and hide somewhere and exist as a invisible entity, or some mastermind far away that no one can see. Then people are just gullible enough to believe that he doesn't exist, but he actually exists. And what's even more, one of the satanic principles is the idea of spiritual pipe dreams, which is, I don't even understand what's that. Spirits do exist, even demonic spirits do, and they just tell you they don't exist. That is all the work of humans. And then it doubles, not just as the demons continue to attack the believers by using whatever sorts, they also deceive the masses through pastors who are preaching don't know whatever prosperity gospel, things like that. That's how you get New Creation Church. And then the devils just go in and just mess around with them by actually changing interpretations in all this kind of stuff. And then the churchgoers just have to believe it, right? And then forever they are stuck with the interpretation, because the pastors are just so charismatic, then they just believe. Is that it? Is that seriously? And at the same time, the Satanists, they just attack from elsewhere by telling people that no, the devil doesn't exist, he's some form of archetype or whatever nonsense. And everything people do, or whatever good or bad, so-called good or bad, is by civil morals, civil law. What they say is good or bad. And then there's an inversion. You just need to see the Rita Panahi show, where she shows all the lefties losing it. And then you see all the people acting in a way that's just completely wrong, upside down, left, right. And then there are atheists, they see all this, they start to realize that everything is wrong, and then they want to turn to God. So lead them on the right path to repentance, the right way. Don't lead them down the wrong path anymore. Then they'll start to see that the work of God is really coming round. So much is happening. Bible prophecy is really fulfilling itself this year and becoming worse and worse. Anyway, so much to talk about. So much shock in this one life. I don't know what to say. Okay, first find a quiet space. Bring a mirror if you can. Just before taking the medication. Gaze at your reflection and focus on your personhood. Home in on your intent, your responsibility to you. Alamak, responsibility to you is to you give life what? Why won't give death? So you kill the fetus that is residing in your womb. So then that is also where you are held responsible for the blood of the fetus that is spilled in doing so. Right not? Likewise, at the time of the cross, Pilate said to the Jews who wanted Barabbas, the criminal, to be released. So Pontius Pilate said, I wash my hands. Whatever you do or whatever you want, the blood of Christ spilled like this is on your hands. And the crowd at the time really accepted it. So now because of that, all the sins that we have so-called killed God is just in our hands from generation to generation, from back then for 2 millennium until now. What the heck? So now we're all living with sin on our hands. Oh God. In the power of Christ, forgive us. And let us live with love and compassion for others, because you first loved us. Away from the world. Not in the ways of the world, but away from the ways of the world, as it is said. And then it's a responsibility to you, not a responsibility that is held accountable to God. Gosh. But it's anyway, it's very clear very clear that it's UOD. So any believer would know that. Take a few deep relaxing breaths. When you're ready, read the following tenet cloud. One's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. Still can be violated. What? You mean homicide and rape don't count? Take the medication and immediately afterward recite. Beliefs should conform to one's best scientific understanding of the world. Conform to one's best scientific understanding. So that means there are limits. If you say one's best scientific understanding of the world, means the wisdom is limited by whatever science has told us. So if scientists got one thing wrong, then we are believing the wrong thing. Then we don't know what's truth, we don't know what's fact, we don't know what's fiction. Or what we think is fact is actually fiction. Then what is fact we also don't even know. One should take care to never to distort scientific facts to beliefs, scientific facts to fit one's beliefs. If that's so, then another thing is this science is biological physical science that exists in the world. But when it comes to other things like spiritual studies, this is different from this kind of scientific facts. And I don't like to believe that they're correlated. And so much so, the study of spirits that work behind different things. Even what's behind us, we may not even know what's behind us. That's for one thing. Unless we actually learn to develop an awareness for it. We never know. I mean, that's why sometimes people can change from one to the other in a way that's not recognizable to us. And this is something that is very difficult to understand also. Spirits act on their own way. Like, why do they actually work the way that they do? They are their own entities, right? Just like how we are also our own entities. But we're still a creation of God, one way or the other. Either corrupt or clean. That's just it. Which, in the way that they're saying it, is like one should worship one's emotions and one's. It's no different from worship of the body and the feelings that come with it. So worshipping one's body, even though it doesn't say explicitly that it's that, but it can be inferred, even from a Christian viewpoint. That's what a lot of people don't know. And I think it's time to just bring it out there. Like, show it to them. At least, the way it's being put, beliefs should conform the use of certain words here. One's body is inviolable, subject to one's own will alone. The word subject and alone, and then if inviolable, these three keywords means there's a certain definitive there's a assertion to it, meaning if anything, what we do, the actions must pander to the body itself. And then also, beliefs should conform to one's best scientific understanding of the world, meaning whatever science is out there, what we're worshipping is science, and one should take care never to distort scientific facts to fit one's beliefs. Essentially, it's sort of a two-way thing where one must worship science, and then the science in turn influences their beliefs, because you can't distort scientific facts, right? So that means it's one way. The science influences your beliefs, but you cannot change your beliefs to go against scientific facts. And therefore, in doing so, you're making science, you're letting yourself be bound by the limits of science, by the physics and laws of science. This clinic is telling you to willingly imprison yourself to the laws, to whatever is as certain or so-called deemed out there as scientific fact. And if there are ways to disprove it, by all means, then it becomes the case that these scientific facts, one or two that are proved wrong, have been misleading. Should that even be the way? Constantly changing here and there because of new scientific discoveries. And at the same time, scientific discoveries, most of the time when At the same time, when there are scientific discoveries, it also needs verification. Some of these verifications disputable. Need to fact check. All these kind of things. They need to compare against principles, this all that. Then always there's dispute here and there. So ends up it becomes a lot more chaos. There is no consistency. So how can we believe all this? Scientific understanding of the world. Why not you just remove the scientific? You might as well just say to one's best understanding of the world. The scientific in there is just to say it goes in line with the clinical's visions and goals. Or it is also tied along the Satanism, since this is what it is trying to paint. Then there's no point putting scientific what. In the end, it's one's best understanding of the world. It's really because of the Satanism and all of this that it's just ridiculous. And then weirdly more, if bodies are inviolable, right? Then likewise the small fetus that is supposed to be that is also a body, potentially. If it's inviolable, then isn't abortion killing it? Of course, that's not to say like the cause of it, whether even if it's, let's say, kena rape, okay, in a very extreme, almost horrifying situation that we can never think of. Even if it's rape, right? The question is really whether at the very end, right, both mother and child will survive. If it is so, if it's not a case of infant mortality, then I think that's pro-life. What is that not a positive responsibility? That's why it's a question. And then this one nails the coffin, the final straw. Later, once the procedure is complete, return to your reflection. Focus again on your personhood, your power in making this decision. Complete the ritual by reciting a personal affirmation. By my body, my blood, by my will, it is done. Satanism, straight up Satanism. Aiyo. These people, they really should know. This is clear-cut Satanism because it is worshipping the self. It is just worshipping ourselves instead of worshipping God. So then, the demonic things of the world are already starting to show themselves, at least through this. God. Inside Samuel Alito's mom's satanic abortion clinic, providing real medical care. It's managed to piss off abortion opponents and reproductive freedom fighters alike. What the? How the satanic... What is this? How long ago? 2021. How the Satanic Temple is using abortion rituals to claim religious liberty against the Texas heartbeat bill. So, Texas had this anti-abortion law. They call it the heartbeat bill. Started effective since September 2021. Then they would throw in Religious Freedom Restoration Act. Now the heartbeat bill itself, the Satanic Temple, TST, no wonder. To circumvent abortion restrictions on religious grounds involve a creative and complicated legal strategy. So in the pivotal 1973 abortion case, Roe versus Wade. The court established that abortion is a right by the American Constitution. God. However, states can still pass laws that severely restrict access to abortion. How severely? Texas, radical. Effectively all abortion. Protecting the state from judicial review. The point at which Texas lawmakers claim the fetus heartbeat can be detected. Most women are not aware they are pregnant before 6 weeks, and they estimate 85% of abortions in the state are performed after this period. 1919 Supreme Court case Employment Division vs. Smith considered arguments that a member of the Native American Church had a religious right to use peyote, a controlled substance. Freedom of religion is no excuse from compliance with a generally applicable law. It appeared that the free exercise of religion guaranteed in the First Amendment meant very little. Under religious freedom, the government cannot burden the free exercise of religion unless it has a compelling reason for doing so, or acts in the least restrictive way possible to achieve its purpose. The Supreme Court ruled that religious freedom applied only to federal government and not to individual states. So many states, including Texas, passed similar legislation called mini RFRA. Could not require the Christian company Hobby Lobby to fund insurance that provided the employees with certain forms of birth control. Satanic Temple began 11 years ago. Has 4 congregations of the Satanic Temple. They still worship the devil. One of the tenets also. Satanic Temple begins a series of lawsuits against the state of Missouri, where women seeking abortion must view sonograms and then review a booklet stating, given life begins at conception, abortion will terminate the life of a separate person. After this, the women must spend 3 days considering the decision before finally receiving one. Why so many? Yeah. Devil's in the details. Satanic Temple asserts medication abortion is a religious right. Religious right? What's involved medication there? Nothing spiritual about it. No wonder people say religion is like shit lah. Abortion is what is this? What is that? Yep, many depictions of the devil. Satanic Temple abortion clinic. This is an online article from the Christian Research Journal. When you support it, you join the team and help provide the necessary equip that minister to people worldwide. www.ccc.org. These resources include our ever-growing database of over 1,500 articles, as well as our free postmodern realities podcast. Another way you can support our online articles is by giving us a tip. It's a small amount, like $3, $5, or $10. The Satanic Temple is at it again. The atheistic left-wing activist group is known for starting after-school Satan clubs, erecting unholy statues at government buildings, and trying to carve out religious exemptions to pro-life laws. Now they have opened an online abortion clinic. Abortion clinics are not common, and the Satanic Temple has an anniversary of that. But this one stands out for a few reasons. First, its name, Samuel Alito's. Oh, what the heck? A-A-S-T. Wait. 1M. Trolling. Why? The clinic is named Samuel Alito's mom's Satanic Abortion Clinic, which is mentioned there, an obvious troll move. And this Satanic Temple is so well known for trolling, it is not just a side quest but a lifestyle. Why? Why troll people this way? The Inception, according to the New York Times, was designed as a mischievous thorn in the side of conservative Christianity. Stated positively, they could teach a master class on trolling, take adolescent snark, infuse agitational protesting, incorporate theatrics, and beef it up with a cadre of lawyers till it becomes a whole social political methodology. And make no mistake, they are dead serious about it. Trolling is mere of a political activism advancing their ideology. These guiding statements are roughly what could be expected at the crossroads of politics and new atheism. Michelle Music 38. In France. Okay, I'll come back to that. Let me read through this article. The fundamental tenets. The troll is a way of stretching religious freedom till it breaks. Instead of supporting robust religious freedom, where Christianity holds a measure of cultural privilege and influence in the public square, Satanic Temple aims at a more austere separation of church and state. This troll-lord approach has not blown up in their faces, but the abortion clinic might be the spark that does it. Third, the clinic's name 6, Justice Alito penned the majority decision in Dobbs, the monumental ruling that overturned both the Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood v. Casey. Third, they are potentially circumventing future anti-abortion laws through a religious exemption. If a woman identifies as a Satanic Temple member, she could bypass abortion bans and get an abortion under the protection of First Amendment religious freedom. A federal level right could bypass state level laws. Strategically speaking, by calling their abortion services a religious ritual, they stand to benefit materially and advance their cause, at least in the short term. But they may have overplayed their hand. There are brands of Satanism that practice black magic or believe in a literal devil. Satanic Temple is not one of them. There are different denominations, so to speak, and while some arguably practice or endorse literal child sacrifice, the temple denies doing so. They do not see their rituals as child sacrifices to the devil, since they do not believe either God or the devil exists. Yet in claiming abortion as a satanic ritual, they undermine their pro-choice aims all the same. I will show that the Satanic Temple undercuts their pro-choice activism by their commitment to fraud medication abortion, by unintentionally embracing an anti-abortion critique, and by unwittingly sacrificing human lives to a real devil they don't believe in. At surface level, they are pro-choice. Deeper level, trying to promote women's health. Establish exemptions. Strive to act with compassion and empathy towards all creatures in accordance with reason. Toward all creatures, then you still want troll? Walao. But medication abortion significantly increases health risks for mothers. Bullshit. No wonder there's a lot of bullshit from them. If women use chemical abortions without clinical visits, they can unwittingly terminate future pregnancies, rendering themselves infertile if they are Rh negative. The blood type Rh negative is common blood type affecting 15% of population. But with that condition, she will need globulin, rhongam, at the type of her pill regimen. Otherwise, her body will form antibodies against the fetal blood cells, which can result in catastrophic immune rejection of the fetus in a subsequent pregnancy. So that means they're causing all these problems: medication, abortion, future pregnancies, stillbirths, neonatal deaths, brain injuries, and can cause infertility. Coerced abortion. So these people cannot choose to let the baby live, and then must die. That means the baby must die. So they claim to be pro-science, pro-choice, pro-woman, but in the end, they're just there to cause more problems for the women. So indeed, they did contradict their own aims. In C.S. Lewis's Narnia series classic The Last Battle, Lewis portrays an epic showdown where a few opportunistic tricksters perform a summoning ritual for a false god named Dash, whom they don't even believe in. They go through the motions, pretending to summon to trick the audience, but lo and behold, Dash arrives and he is terrifying. Some were insincere, playing games on the spiritual battlefield, taking none of this religious stuff seriously, yet they still served the Sith being. In the same way, one does not have to believe in Satan to serve him. One does not have to believe in spiritual warfare to be victimized by it either. Worse yet, people can blindly victimize others, thinking they are helping, abortion choice campaign in the US alone has devoured over 65 million casualties, largely under the banner of empowering women. Murderous evil can march under right-wing or left-wing banners, religious or secular, human or divine. Yet the test for discerning evil is not in winsome rhetoric, party allegiance, or good intentions, but whether the act is in fact evil. People can be casualties and unwillingly create casualties without even knowing a war is raging. People can do all sorts of consequential things without recognizing the weight of their actions until it is too late. They can even sacrifice living people to a false god and a real demon without believing in gods or demons. The satanic devil is predictably doing what they have done, exploiting their cartoonishly dark and villainous branding to agitate the public and to pester the Christian right into a judicial showdown. Only this time they have gone so far as to bait the Christian right. They have come full circle. They stepped into the crosshairs of one of the fiercest critics abortion choice has ever faced. All those abortions they help facilitate, killing new ones every time, and all the harms to women emotionally, socially, and physically because of these abortions. All that behavior will weigh on every satanic Lampo member, or whoever, or anyone else who else makes it happen. No amount of good intentions can redeem bad policy. If we as a society are going to live up to the huge responsibility of humanitarianism, we need to prioritize protecting the most defenseless members of society from discrimination, oppression, and especially targeted killing. Abortion choice policy fails on all those accounts. If TST were more consistent with their own stated values, they would walk back this pure abortion clinic. And if we as a society were more serious about humanitarianism, we could admit that women deserve better than the septic social band-aid of abortion choice policy. !aiyo! And yet, this is what happens. Madonna is one of them. Yeah, Madonna deserves it.